Hola. So I was gonna go IG live with my best friend, but she is having a mommy moment, and she kind of needs to decompress, and I completely understand. But I still want to go live to talk about this shit because it has been on my noggin all day. Really? Oh wait. Okay, so check it. Let me get into it. So if you know me, you know I'm very spiritual. I'm very in tune. I'm very in tune with like my spirituality, intuition, all that shit. But if you really know me, you know that I have the ability to have connections with people that I date, especially someone I have slept with. So speaking in regards to that, like, I'm very particular with the people I choose to sleep with. Let's just get into that part. I like a certain type of person and a certain type of man. And when it comes to that, I'm very particular when it comes to the people I sleep with because of the fact that I have this ability to have a connection with them. Even if we're not in the same room, even if I don't talk to you anymore, I can still feel them. I can still I don't know where this come from. I don't know. But anywho's, so I have a connection with really two of my exes. One being a cop and the other one being Carrie. He might be watching. I don't know. I think he's still in Facebook jail, so he really can't comment on this. But I have told him about that. The fact that I do, I can tell when he's upset, when he's angry, and all that kind of stuff. Or whatever. So, check it. I was dating somebody. Well, somebody was trying to date me for like the past months. He was trying to date me, and we were talking with friends. We were cool, all that good shit. So this motherfucker, he just comes out the blue, bought a ticket from he's from South Carolina, but he lives in Atlanta. From Atlanta, and came up here. He just hit me with a screenshot like, I got a ticket, boom, come to see you. I'm like, okay, cool, shows effort, blah blah blah. Anyways, so like the months that we have been talking, it was a couple of times where we had stopped talking because he wanted so much of my time and I couldn't give it to him. He wanted so much of my energy and I couldn't give him that. And he was just, it was just like, I didn't believe him because like I never met him, and how do you know you like or you love somebody so much that you never met before? Anyways, so he came up here, like we hung out, we chilled, stuff like that or whatever. And it was wonderful. We had a great time. I introduced him to my best friend TJ, who is the most important person to me outside of my family. Like TJ's my family. Like he's like my bodyguard. He's like everything to me. He's my best friend. I love him. But introduced him to his people, and I met his people and stuff like that. So like things went good or whatever. Super nice guy. As soon as this motherfucker got back to Atlanta, it's like his personality like switched. Like it switched gears. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like he was just dark and he was just upset and stuff like that. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, who is this person? This is not the person I met months ago. So I kept hounding him like, hey, like talk to me. Tell me what it is that you're going through. Tell me like what's on your mind, like what's upsetting you, is it like what it is? And he basically was saying it was the fact that like he came from a high of us hanging out and chilling and stuff like that, and now reality has set in, so he was upset. And I completely understood that because I kind of went through that too, because I had such an amazing time while he was up here and stuff like that, and like while we hung out, that it was kind of like, damn, I ain't got that no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like 4 or 5 days of just awesomeness. So anywho, I kept asking him like, what's up with you? Like, are you okay? Talk to me and stuff like that. And he would kind of talk, but he wouldn't at the same time too. So anyways, like the next day after that, we kind of got into a spat. I can't completely remember what it was, but it was just something minor that just got completely blown out of proportion or whatever. So like we had talked about it or whatever, but he was just basically trying to convince me that my reaction to him flipping out on me was like worse than him flipping out at me. And I'm like, that's not how it goes or whatever. And I know, like, you're not blocked or anything like this, and I know you probably have me still blocked, but I know you probably have people watching, so you can watch this shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm talking about, like, my scenario. Anywho's, so he just basically, hi, Calvert. He just basically tried to make it seem like I was tripping out, but it's like, it's a reaction to the way that you were acting, motherfucker. Like, it ain't just coming out of nowhere. But he's basically was trying to make it seem like I just don't care. It's easy for me to let go. It's easy for me to not be emotional and stuff like that. And to a certain extent, that shit is true. I do have a hard time being emotional with people or whatever, especially if I just met you and stuff like that. But if I like you, I'm willing to, you know, open up and be vulnerable and shit like that. Check it. So we got into a pretty heavy or whatever. I let that situation go. Like, I say about a week later, we ended up getting into it about something else. And it was my best friend. It was the fact that, like, I prioritize, you know, my friends to a certain extent. And I understood where he was coming from. He's like, you know, how they have access to you, I don't. And I get that or whatever, but that's my best friend, so I don't give a fuck. Like, if he calls me in the middle of the night, if he need me, I'm there. Because this motherfucker has done so much shit for me, protected me a bit against an abusive motherfucker. Like, he is, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I have to for him. Anyways, but that was the issue. That was the issue, was the fact that, like, my best friend had access to me late at night and stuff like that. And I'm like, motherfucker, you literally had a situation where your best friend was going through something dire, and I understood that. Why couldn't you understand the fact that my best friend was going through some shit? So, like, you know, I prioritized talking him through his shit or whatever. Anyways, so that was another situation we got into it about. This last situation that happened was nuts, and it has been ongoing for like the past 3 or 4 days, if not longer. Like, we haven't talked to each other. We blocked each other on everything. Like, it has gotten crazy. Like, it's just like, he's dark, and I don't know what to do. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's like me not being emotionally open. I don't know if it's me like not capable of like talking someone through their thing. But it's like, if you're not communicating with me what exactly is going on with you, how the fuck do you expect me to help you? My thing is, I don't like when people are sitting up here making it seem as if like I am not giving a fuck about them, when I genuinely give a fuck too much about people and stuff like that. So he is just sitting up here trying to make it seem as if like I'm just this bitch or whatever, or like I just don't care and shit like that. And that is not the case at all. Like, I do care. I was trying to care. I literally told you I care. I literally showed you I care. And you literally just spat it in my face as if I'm this arrogant bitch or whatever that just doesn't care. And it's like, what the fuck do you do in situations like that? When your mate sits up there and tries to make it seem like you don't care, but you genuinely know you're doing absolutely everything you can to help them, or to like see what's going on in their mind, or to make them a better person, and it's still not enough. What the fuck do you do? Like, what do you do besides walk away? Because that seems like the only option that they give you when you in that situation, because it's like, what the fuck? Like, you're trying to help them, but at the same time too, it's hurting you because you're in a position to where it's like, damn, am I a bitch, or am I being a Libra? Am I being unemotional? Am I being this? But it's like, you genuinely know you are. So what the fuck do you do when your mate is not reciprocating or accepting the fact that you are caring, you do care about them, you do want what's best for them and stuff like that? Like, what do you do? Because me, I left. Like, I sent him, like we talked after a blow up about hanging up on the phone and stuff like that, a misunderstanding. And then it just was like, this is not going to work because you're unwilling to open up or talk about what you really got going on in your noggin. Like, what the fuck is the problem? So it's just like, I felt like I was just left no other choice but to leave the situation and stuff like that. But now I feel bad because I genuinely care about the motherfucker. We both blocked each other on everything, and it's just like, what the fuck did we do? Like, I don't know. My best friend said leave it alone, he ain't worth it, blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. My female best friend, she said his energy does not match mine, which I have to agree with. But the problem is that now that I have this connection with this motherfucker, I feel everything that he's going through. Like, I feel him being upset. I feel him being, like, everything. Like, I feel him being blunt, wanting to fuck me. I feel him, like, in every sense of everything. Good, bad, happy, sad. I'm feeling the same things that he's feeling. So it's like, what the fuck do you do about that? Because y'all not working out together, but at the same time, too, you still have this connection with this person. Ugh. It's so annoying. It's so very annoying. Like, you gotta pick and choose the people that you choose to be with and the people you choose to, like, give your energy and time to. Especially if you're a Libra and you're an empath. I'm a Libra, I'm an empath. So it's like, I pick up people's energy super easily. But if I actually date you or open up to you or have feelings for you, and then on top of it, I sleep with you or fuck you, it's like those feelings are times 20, and it's so very annoying and so hard to let go of. So I'm feeling everything this motherfucker is doing, good and bad. Like, I feel everything. So it's so annoying. But my advice to you guys, since nobody's coming in, is that please be selective of who you give your energy to. Please be selective of the things you invest in as far as people and everything, man, because it's like, if you're like me and you're a Libra, and I don't want to do the whole horoscope, that type of shit, but it does play a factor into it. The fact that you're a Libra, you genuinely care about other people more than you care about yourself. Like, you just genuinely do. Like, you do have a breaking point as far as, like, what you will and won't accept, but at the same time, too, you genuinely will give people the shirt off your back. You, especially if you love them, and don't let it be your mate and you're in love with them. You will give them the whole fucking world, like everything, at the detriment of yourself. But like, what the fuck you do with that shit? Like, just be selective of the people you choose to deal with or whatever. Like, definitely, please be selective of the people that you deal with. Now, mind you, this was a black guy. I know I said I'm going to talk about interracial dating because I do date outside of my race. And please don't hop in my inbox, the Hotep people talking shit or anything. I don't want to hear that shit. Like, please stop. Please stop. But, like, I do date outside of my race. I don't have a problem with black guys dating outside of their race or anything like that. That's what y'all into. Do it. But I do date outside of my race. But I permanently date black guys. But what comes with that is that you do tend to notice a difference in the way they handle things, as opposed to the way black folks handle things. And it's crazy. Like, us, when I date a black guy, the tendency to go towards anger, lashing out, lack of communication is crazy. When I date somebody like a white guy or whatever, it's typically, you know, calm tones, a little craziness, you know, stuff like that. But it's not as extreme as when I get into it with, you know, my own race that I date and stuff like that. But what I do notice too is that within the black community itself, like, we do not talk about mental health. We do not talk about the trauma we have been through. We do not talk about anything. Like, we just kind of sweep shit under the rug until we have a blow up. And like, we really gotta stop doing that shit because it is toxic and it is unhealthy and it's not cool at all. Like, it does not help anybody. Like, I know a lot of black men who feel as if, who have been through a lot of trigger warning, a lot of like sexual abuse, a lot of situations where they have PTSD. They've been set up by people before, women and friends and things like that. They've been betrayed. They've been like neglected. They have mom issues. Their mom usually is a single mom, and typically what comes with that is a lot of pressure and stress, and sometimes they do take that out on the kids, so they have a jaded outlook when it comes to women in general, especially Black women. It's just a lot like that Black men don't speak on or deal with. It's a lot of pain that they've been through that they don't speak on or talk about. And I just wish we can kind of get to a point where Black men and women can kind of talk about our own trauma together without it being like, well, I'm a Black man, I went through this and you don't know how hard it is. Well, I'm a Black woman, I went through this, you don't know how hard it is to be a Black woman. Like, I feel like that's another divide within our community, and it's sad. Like, we really have to get to the point where we can kind of balance all this bullshit out and just be able to speak on our issues and move on from it. Because it's like, if you notice, like, the divide between Black men and Black women, it's not getting closer, it's getting further and further and further and further apart. Like, there is no emphasis on dating seriously. There's no emphasis on being in relationships. There's no emphasis on being married. There's no emphasis on, you know, not having multiple baby mamas and things like that, or baby daddies and things like that. It's just like a lot of toxic energy between the men and women of a race, and it's just crazy. Like, it's just crazy. And I really, 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 really hope and pray that at some point we all get to a point where we can kind of talk about all this bullshit and kind of work our ways through it. Like, most of my trauma has come from Black men, and I'm pretty sure most of their trauma has come from their race as well, like from Black men or Black women and things like that. But most of the things emotionally, stress factors, trauma, just disruption and unhealthy toxic situations for me has come from Black men, because that's primarily what I dated and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure for Black men it's the same, because they primarily date Black women. But it's like, nobody talks about this shit. Like, nobody talks about this shit in a healthy dialogue. Nobody talks about it in a healthy environment. Nobody talks about it at all. It's just always us arguing with each other. And I'm kind of like, when is this shit gonna end? Like, when the fuck are we really gonna get serious about trying to, you know, deal with our issues and shit like that? Because it just seems like it's not happening. It just seems like everybody is doing everything for clout. Relationships are clout. Relationships are status. Classism is a real thing, not just racism. Like, but it's all built on trauma and trauma bonds. But yeah, so y'all ain't really commenting, and that's okay. I just wanted to make sure I got on here because I said I promised I would go live and stuff like that and talk about things. But hopefully my best friend, she does a little bit better, sending love and light her way. I know it's extremely stressful being a mom, and I plan on being a mom of 3 very, very soon. So it's kind of like, I'm kind of seeing what I got in store for me. And I look forward to being a mom, but at the same time too, I'm kind of scared, kind of nervous. But it is what it is. But I will get on here hopefully tomorrow night. It depends on if my job is canceling our work or not. Like, they canceled our work because of part shortages. So if they aren't, I'm sorry, I'm reading the stock. If I don't end up having to work tomorrow, I'll probably go live again, or I might just stay with Saturday nights if we're not working and go live then. I did have plans to go to Atlanta and surprise someone this weekend, but I absolutely in no shape, way, or form will be doing that, because no. So I plan on doing something else. But anywho, Saturday I'll probably end up going live if we don't have to work, or tomorrow if we don't have to work. But it's getting late. I have an appointment tomorrow, and I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Please, if you catch it afterwards, feel free to comment on any of the topics. Thank you for letting me venting about my dating life and, you know, the shit I'm going through right now. And hopefully you guys will stick around and stay tuned and come back around the next time I go live and comment and stuff like that. But you guys have an awesome night.